He says, I am the commander-in-chief, and I'm giving a direct order to my church that I'm establishing. Wow. In religious jargon, if you disobey a direct order from God, we call it what?
Sin.
3-letter word. Sin. Now follow me carefully. I'm not saying this. This is what God says here. Any church or people that is not engaged in the fulfillment of the Great Commission is living in sin. That's powerful. That's why I said I didn't say it. That's what God says here. It's serious stuff. Because His people must partake of His passion. It's not that God's trying to legislate it here. He's simply saying, look, this is who I am, and how can you be my people if you don't partake of my passion and who I am? Then He gives it. All of them. By the way, have you ever noticed how many alls there are in this passage? There are 5 of them. That's why we call it the Great Commission. All authority is given to me in heaven and earth. Go therefore and teach all the nations, baptizing them in the name of all of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Teach them to observe all that I've commanded you, and lo, I'm with you all the days. 5 laws. Powerful stuff. All authority is given to me in heaven and earth. Verse 19, go therefore. Now that's an interesting word. Go therefore. It wasn't simply told to go, but go therefore. The therefore harks back to the previous verse. Why? He has all authority. We are going not in our authority, we're going in His authority. Go therefore. And by the way, we don't go alone. He said, I'm going with you. You said my life is messed up. God says, I'll go with you here. You're going in my authority, not in yours. So don't worry about how messed up your life is. You go in my authority. Go therefore. Now, the other interesting word is go. It's the exact opposite of the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, the governing verb was come. God took His people, brought them out of Egypt, put them at the crossroads of civilization, where east met west and north met south, and all nations as they crossed the continent had to go through Israel and would learn of the true God. Now it was messed up, not because of God, because of Israel. Nations came, and instead of telling them about God, they told them about their gold. So the nations came back, and they took their gold instead of their God. Now Jesus changes the paradigm, and please understand, the New Testament church is established on an entirely different paradigm than the Old Testament. The Old Testament was built around a people in one place that everybody would come and learn about God. The New Testament is based on going to the nations. We're not to wait for people to come to us, we're to go to the people. We're to partake of the seeking nature of God. We don't wait for them to come to us, we go after them. Now I've seen a lot of churches who say, well, you know, our church is here, it's a lighthouse on this hill, or plain, or wherever we are. If anyone wants to say, they can come here. Oh, but that's your attitude, you're living in the Old Testament. This is New Testament era. We don't wait for the multitudes to come to us, we go to them. We reach them where they are. We touch their lives where they're at. That means we need to get friends who are not saved people. We need to be friends with sinners. You know, Jesus called a friend of publicans and sinners. He was in trouble in His day with all the religious people because they thought He spent too much time with sinners and they should spend more with the saints. But I point out to you that who was most comfortable around Jesus? Saints or sinners? Saints. Who was very uncomfortable around Jesus? So-called saints. You see, when you follow Jesus' pattern of incarnational ministry, you can make some saints upset with you. You're sounding too much like the world. This worldly music you got here. Jesus says you reach people where they are. That's the focus of Jesus. Lost people matter to Jesus. Lost people matter to God. Go therefore And in the process of going, he says, make disciples among all people groups. Now, we don't have time to talk about what a disciple is. It's more than being a church member. Next week, after the pastor's meeting, I'm going to be sharing with the pastor what the Bible defines a disciple. And maybe you can get another sermon to share back, because I think it's important we understand what we're called to do. That's make disciples. And it says, teach them to observe all that I've commanded you, and lo, I'm with you always, even to the end of the age. Now, we usually quote verse 18, verse 20. Now, God's always with us wherever we go. That's not the context. It's not an unconditional withering. It's Jesus saying, as you go about the fulfillment of this great commission, I will go with you. Amen. But he says, Lord, I don't want to stay. I'll be with you. But Lord, I'm scared. I'll be with you. But Lord, when my friend at work asks me a question about God, my heart begins to pound, my knees begin to shake, and my voice goes into high gear. And Jesus says, I will be with you. Amen. That's the promise here. We have the confirmed promise of Jesus himself in the final words that he offers on earth is that he will be with